Volkswagen, VW, one of the biggest car companies in the world, are struggling big time. I actually saw this story first on Richard Rawlings' Facebook page, Gas Monkey Garage, if you know that guy. Used to love watching that show back in the day. Me and my dad always made time to watch that. Always a lot of fun. That guy's as mad as a box of frogs. But I saw him on his Facebook page posting about this. And this story has actually been going on for a long time. We've spoke a few times, I think, even about why Volkswagen is struggling. But they are absolutely in the dumps at the moment. They're making huge cuts to their workforce over in Germany, which has gone down very poorly, unsurprisingly. The workers there have absolutely every right to protest what's going on here. But what is going on? How did we get here? Is there a way out for VW? Is there a recovery path potentially for them? Let's have a look here on Reuters, guys. Shout out to these guys for covering this story. Volkswagen plans to drastically cut its model lineup and further back capacity as Europe's largest automaker considers a far-reaching overhaul that sources say would cost around 100,000 jobs. 100,000 jobs. That's a small town. That's a decently sized town, in my opinion. VW is under unprecedented pressure to restructure the business model that underpins its success for decades as it grapples with high costs and excess capacity at home in Germany. Those factors, along with rising Chinese competition, regulation, and US import tariffs, have sliced its profits margins in half between 21 and 25. The company also said on Thursday, following a supervisory board meeting, that its lineup would be gradually cut by up to a half as it concentrates on the most attractive market segments. Production capacity will be reduced to 9 million vehicles per year, down from 10 million currently. VW's CEO Oliver Blume said the following, quote, "The global situation has continued to deteriorate over the past 12 months. That is why we are acting now," end quote. Sources have said that Blume is considering closing 4 German plants: Hanover, Emden, Zwickau, and Audi's Neckarsulm site. I'm not even going to try it. You can see him on the screen. I can't do it, man. Honestly, I've been reading a lot of German articles today. I've worn out my Deutsch. I can't do it anymore. And also cutting up to 100,000 jobs in the process, roughly double the number currently planned in what would be VW's biggest restructuring ever. VW did not provide specifics on what sources have said about potential job cuts and factory closures, which drew massive worker protests across the company sites on Thursday. The prospect of plant closures and deep job cuts at one of Germany's most storied companies, founded 89 years ago, yes, during that time, exemplifies the challenges that Europe's largest economy faces as it struggles with weak growth and high labour and energy costs. It's the largest economy for now. I'm telling you, the UK is going to catch it eventually. I hope. We can live in hope. We've got a new Prime Minister now. Hopefully a new period of success and growth in the UK. We've been here before though, of course, haven't we? So-called offering complexity includes the number of equipment options, which will be cut by 75%. At the board meeting at VW's headquarters in Wolfsburg on Thursday, Blume faced the committee's powerful Labour representatives who oppose deeper cuts across the group, which includes the Audi and Porsche brands. He is also under pressure from the Porsche, whose core investments have lost tens of billions of euros in market value in recent years. Volkswagen shares have lost more than half their value in the last 3 years as well. In Wolfsburg, workers blew whistles, waved red union flags, and marched behind a banner reading "Gemeinsam stark," strong together, as a klaxon sounded in the background. The IG Metall union said around 400 people were demonstrating in Wolfsburg, with union representative Torsten Gröger warning the company risked a major conflict with workers. Daniela Cavallo, the head of the company's Works Council, which represents employees, said staff were not to blame for the sector's crisis and, quote, "great fear and deep uncertainty," end quote, were spreading across company factories and offices. I mean, if it was the French by now, they would have tore the place down, put it that way. So consider themselves lucky that they're German. Volkswagen's Work Council called on Blume to address speculation about job cuts and plant closures by a Friday deadline, warning of further extraordinary staff meetings in the coming months if he did not act. Quote, "Not a word about production, not a word about employment." German automotive industry analyst Ferdinand Dudenhofer, oh no, this is very serious. Hundreds of thousands of people's jobs are at risk. Don't laugh, George, come on. Herr Dudenhofer said the following, quote, "Not a word about production, not a word about employment. One could also say that uncertainty remains, which is not good for customers, employees and investors," end quote. Volkswagen faced a mass strike in December 2024, but there is currently an agreement for workers not to take industrial action while existing work contracts are in force. However, some of them have took industrial action, as it turns out. The company's supervisory board includes representatives of the owners' families, unions, and the Lower Saxony state government, a power-sharing structure that often complicates decision-making. Too many cooks spoil the broth, as it were. But in this case, they're being spoiled by the Chinese and themselves, as it turns out, of Volkswagen. Under Bloom's last restructuring deal, unions secured a commitment from management to avoid German plant closures, prompting Volkswagen to seek alternative uses for underutilized sites. Those efforts include a long-running search for a defense sector partner for the Onsterbruck factory and the possibility of producing models designed for the Chinese market in Germany. Mobility Global Data seen by Reuters estimates the group's German car plants will operate at 81% of standard capacity this year. That figure is expected to fall to 73% at the end of the decade, even after the anticipated removal of Onsterbruck from the network. Among the 4 sites threatened with closure, Zwickau is forecast to have the highest utilization rate in 2026 at 88%, but that is expected to fall to 42% by 2030 according to the data, which you can see some data there, the volume margins under pressure as it were. With some of the other giants of the automotive industry, the big 3 in the United States there, well, I mean, Stellantis are kind of Italian, but, Ford and GM also there as well, and interesting stats with them there. Stellantis, though, massively struggling last year, as it were. We brought you that news, but seem to have recovered this year somewhat, but not as much as where Ford and GM are at. Nowhere near, in fact. There's a huge difference there. Conservative Chancellor Friedrich Merz, currently trailing in polls to the far-right Alternative for Germany, the AfD, you probably know them as, has promised a series of reforms to make Germany more competitive. Make Germany great again, some may say. Although, be careful with that. We've seen that before in the past, and it didn't work out too well. The AfD, let's skip past that though. The AfD, which could take power in a German state for the first time in elections in September, has seized on Volkswagen's troubles as a line of attack against the current government. Which, if you know anything about the AfD, you know that, they're rather controversial to say the least, but a lot of Germans like them. But again, we've been there before, haven't we? So VW struggling massively, one of the largest conglomerates in the world. I think Vlog, just depending on how you look at it. I mean, they own so many huge brands. Volkswagen, Audi, Porsche, they used to own Bugatti back in the day. Some that you probably aren't even aware of. Bentley, UK brand, they're actually owned by the Germans now. Ducati are absolutely massive in motorcycles. Seat, Skoda, Lamborghini. They're not Italian anymore, not really anyway. That's why they're actually reliable now, because they've got German engines in the back of the car, at least German designed engines anyway. So interesting stuff, guys, concerning stuff as well. What's going to happen? What needs to happen? I'll be honest, VW has been sleepwalking towards this for a long time and they need to pull the finger out. But is it too late already? Get your thoughts down below in the comments. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always, and we'll see you soon for much more content on the world of cars right here on themotoringchronicle.com.